for other people, especially amputees and things, it would be to like not accept if you're told no for things. So like, I had to box quite clever with how I get my gym prosthetics. And it was like, no, you can't have one for sport. You can't have one for sport. But I have muscle wastage down my right. Can I have one for doing physio and yoga? Yeah, absolutely. It just so happens that I can use it for everything in the gym as well. And that's leveled my back up a lot and helped me physically. So it's push. If they say, oh, this is the best you can do, get online and have a look at the other options. Because I've basically found the designs of all my prosthetics online and then gone to prosthetic center and gone, well, you did make me this. So I didn't have a functional prosthetic for the gym or yoga or anything like that for years. And it savaged my body. Like my back was in bits. So it's don't ever say no. And the other one, which I suppose applies to me and others, is start now. If there's something you want to do, whether it's fitness related, if it's art, not on Monday, not on the first of the month, like now. Like if you decided you want to get fitter, put some trainers on and go for a run now. Because you're putting it off, you're just giving yourself a chance to like have an excuse and to not and to wait till things. And I can still be really bad for this at times, wait until things are perfect, or you know, I had a bad night's sleep last night, so I shouldn't bother doing it. It's like, no, just go and do it. Like you don't have to push yourself as hard every time, or you know, if it's art, it doesn't have to be perfect every time. Just crack on. Like you won't regret getting started.
Yeah. And I think that one, particularly like do it now, is like universal, isn't it? Because the whole idea of like, and like, I don't know why, but every time I think of this, I think of dieting. And I'm not someone I've never in my life gone on a diet. Like, I'm too small to go on a diet. If I lost weight, I'd be probably quite unwell. But in my head, everyone has always been like, oh, I'll start a diet on a Monday. And I never really fully understand it, because I'm probably the same mentality as you, that if you want to do something and you want to start something, starting now is the best time. Because if you put it off, you're going to talk yourself out of it. And it also probably kind of means you don't want to do it that much, because you know that there is a level of uncomfortable pain probably required to start. And that's fine, because every winner was once a beginner.
And it's a big one for me is I've started trying to think about things like, well, what will I regret in 5 or 10 years? Is it that I was a bit tired and went to the gym, or that I made it into an England team? So it's what are you going to look at and think about in 5 years' time? Is it the rubbish gym session where you had to get up at like 6 a.m. to make it there? Or are you going to completely have forgotten about that and be like, I made it into an England team? Like it's what are your priorities going to, or what you wish your priorities were if you're 5 years looking back at it. So and the same with like when opportunities come up now to go and do things like going to the House of Parliament the other day with a team. It was quite difficult to arrange and get organised and stuff, but does it matter that I'm probably going to get very little sleep the next day because I'm up at work and I've got to get the train back from London and stuff? No, even in a week's time, I'm going to be well happy that I went there. That for me is quite a big one as well.
Yeah, I love that so much. Oh, I think that's such like, it's such a solid piece of advice, like regardless of who you are and what your goals are, it's kind of universal, which is why I love it so much.